Welcome to our channel. We truly appreciate every single one of you for watching, sharing, and supporting what we do here. Before we begin, we want you to know something. We read every comment. We see your questions, we hear your concerns, and if you ever have a health question or something on your mind, don't hesitate to reach out. We are here for you. Now, let's get into something that most people never talk about openly. Have you ever really thought about why so many men have this powerful, almost primal need to kiss a woman in her most intimate, most private areas? For a lot of women, just hearing that sentence might make you feel a little uneasy, maybe even embarrassed, and that reaction is completely normal. But here is what most women, especially women over 50, almost never hear. This desire that men carry is not random. It is not shallow. It is deeply wired into their biology, their emotions, and their need for real human connection. And once you truly understand what is behind it, the way you look at intimacy, your own body, and even your entire relationship can shift in ways you never thought possible. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, and I have spent my career working with women who are navigating life beyond 50. Helping them rediscover not just their physical health, but their inner fire, their self-belief, and their ability to feel alive in their most intimate moments. Over the years, I have sat across from thousands of women who carried silent shame, buried questions, and a quiet sadness about the intimate parts of their lives. My purpose has always been clear: to give you honest answers, real compassion, and medical guidance you can trust, so that you can step into your sexuality without guilt, without fear, and without anyone making you feel less than whole. Now, here is something that might surprise you. Most women assume that when a man wants to kiss them in that deeply private place, it is entirely about what he wants, about his satisfaction, about his pleasure. But decades of research, years of working with real couples, and thousands of honest conversations tell a completely different story. Men are drawn to this intimate act not just for their own gratification. They do it because they want to awaken something in the woman they love. They want to reach a level of closeness that no conversation, no gift, and no gesture can match. They want to honor her body and remind her that she is wanted, valued, and deeply cherished. And this is especially powerful after 50, when society, self-doubt, and the natural changes of aging can quietly convince a woman that she is no longer desirable, that her best years of passion are somehow behind her. But here is where the real truth lives. What drives this act for most men is not lust, it is devotion. Men choose this act as a way of giving, not taking. When he takes his time, when he shows patience, care, and genuine attention to your pleasure in this way, he is not just performing an act, he is making a statement. That statement says, "I see you, I value you. Your joy matters to me more than my own in this moment. Your pleasure is important." In those moments, his entire world narrows down to you. And the emotional fulfillment he experiences from that is deeper than most women ever realize. It goes far beyond anything physical. It is a form of connection that reaches into the soul. From a biological standpoint, this makes perfect sense. The area we are talking about contains one of the highest concentrations of nerve endings in the entire human body. It is extraordinarily sensitive, more responsive than almost any other part of the body. When a man engages with you there, he is not simply seeking something for himself. He is actively trying to awaken your body, stir your senses, and activate your nervous system in a way that creates a bond that is almost electric. Emotionally, the act is intimate and tender and deeply masculine all at the same time. The devotion hidden inside this act is something most women never recognize, and that gap in understanding can sometimes build walls of tension, shame, or avoidance that slowly chip away at a relationship from the inside. I remember a woman who came to see me. She was in her late 60s and she could barely make eye contact when she spoke. She finally said, "Dr. Carter, I just do not understand it. My husband still wants to do this. He is almost my age. Why does this matter so much to him after all these years?" Her question sounded simple, but underneath it were layers of doubt, insecurity, and years of never being told the truth. What I told her changed something in her that day. I said, "This is never about selfishness. It is about affirmation. It is about connection. It is the one way many men know how to say, 'I love you, I appreciate you,' and I still find you beautiful, without ever opening their mouths to speak a single word. Men are pulled toward this act because it lets them give in a way that feels both primal and gentle at the same time. It is their way of telling you, without language, that your body still matters, that your pleasure is still significant, and that even after 30 or 40 years together, you still ignite something in him that no one else can. And this is where the first real shift begins for women over 50. When you begin to understand that his desire is rooted in care, not criticism, in devotion, not judgment. That realization alone can unlock something inside you that has been shut down for years. But there is another layer that most people never discuss. The emotional bond that forms through this act is far more powerful than most women give it credit for. When a man is with a woman in this deeply personal way, his focus, his attention, and his complete presence create a feeling in her of being truly seen, truly accepted, not for how she looks, not for how she performs, but for who she is in her most vulnerable, unguarded state. He is acknowledging your private self. He is saying, I honor this part of you. And when he feels your body respond, when he notices your breathing change, your muscles soften, your body begin to let go, he experiences an emotional rush of connection that no words could ever capture. This kind of bond has the power to breathe new life into relationships, especially in later years when many couples silently believe that passion has packed its bags and left for good. For many women, the biggest obstacle is not physical, it is internal. It lives in the mind. Many women feel self-conscious, worried about how their bodies have changed, weighed down by decades of cultural messaging that whispers sexual pleasure belongs to the young. Menopause, shifting hormones, and the natural aging process bring real changes in tissue sensitivity, in moisture, and even in scent. These changes are completely normal, but the fear they create can become a prison. It can stop women from allowing themselves to receive pleasure, even from a partner who adores them completely. But here is the breakthrough moment. When a woman learns to trust that she is still desirable, that her body is still fully capable of giving and receiving pleasure, everything transforms. It is not about having a perfect body. It never was. It is about confidence. When you step into the belief that you deserve intimacy, the entire dynamic changes. Rejection melts away and connection takes its place. Distance disappears and closeness fills the space. Allowing yourself to receive intimacy is not just a physical experience. It is a reclaiming of your identity, your self-worth, and your place in the love story of your relationship. And the benefits do not stop at emotional connection. There are real, measurable physical advantages that come with embracing this form of closeness. Increased blood flow supports tissue health, naturally combats dryness, and makes the body more sensitive and responsive over time. The release of oxytocin and endorphins lowers stress levels, improves the quality of your sleep, and even strengthens your heart and cardiovascular system. Pleasure is not just a luxury, it is medicine. It heals the body, calms the mind, and nourishes the spirit. Women who welcome oral intimacy into their lives frequently report higher energy levels, a stronger sense of overall wellness, and a renewed appreciation for their own bodies. Meanwhile, their partners feel energized and deeply fulfilled by being able to give and nurture that pleasure. Breaking through the wall of cultural shame is one of the most important steps you can take. Many women over 50 were raised in environments where discussions about female sexuality simply did not happen. Words that describe a woman's body and her pleasure were never spoken out loud. Those silences were not harmless. They planted seeds of shame, discomfort, and avoidance that many women still carry today. The first step toward transformation is to reframe everything you were taught. Intimacy is natural. Pleasure is a birthright, not something you have to earn or apologize for. Your body is not something to be hidden. It is something to be honored, celebrated, and enjoyed. Preparation is simple, but it makes a meaningful difference. A warm shower, gentle cleansing, grooming if that makes you feel more comfortable, and creating a calm, private space can completely shift the experience from anxiety to ease. Small, intentional touches, a candle on the nightstand, soft lighting, a subtle fragrance in the room, these details send a message to both partners that the moment is sacred, that both of you are fully present. When the mind feels safe and relaxed, the body is free to respond completely. Intimacy stops being a rushed transaction and becomes a shared exploration, something you savor together. The real secret to making this experience unforgettable is not about technique. It is about presence. It is about intention. The most powerful pleasure does not come from skill alone. It comes when both partners are fully there, attentive, mindful, and connected. Slow movements, attention to breath, responsiveness to the smallest cues. When these elements come together, pleasure stops being a destination and becomes a journey, a celebration of respect, of mutual desire, and of a connection that feels alive and meaningful in every moment. Intimacy after 50 is not something that disappears unless you let it. It is a choice. Desire and passion are not measured by the number of candles on your birthday cake. They are measured by your openness, your curiosity, and your willingness to show up for the person you love. Couples who thrive in their later years are the ones who choose intimacy on purpose, who put connection above performance, who embrace vulnerability instead of running from it, who treat pleasure as a gift they give to themselves and to each other. Every single day is a chance to rediscover joy, closeness, and emotional depth. Communication is at the heart of everything. Too many couples assume that good intimacy should just happen by itself, that it should be automatic. But without honest, open conversations about fears, boundaries, desires, and what feels good, intimacy can slowly go stale. Sharing what worries you, expressing what you need, and listening to your partner without judgment transforms vulnerability from something that scares you into something that brings you closer. Open dialogue is the bridge between distance and deep connection. Your mindset determines everything. If you believe that intimacy is no longer available to you, that belief becomes a wall. But when you choose to engage, to explore, to stay curious and open, something powerful happens. You start to see yourself differently. You see your partner with fresh eyes. You see your relationship as something living and growing, not something that peaked years ago. Wrinkles do not diminish your capacity for pleasure. Hormonal shifts do not erase your worth. Physical changes are simply evidence of a life fully lived, a body that has carried you through decades, and a self that absolutely deserves love and intimacy at every age. As I bring this to a close, I want you to hold on to one truth. Intimacy does not have an expiration date. It does not end at 50, at 60, or at 70. It is a living, breathing part of who you are, and it can grow richer, deeper, and more beautiful as time passes. Oral intimacy in particular offers one of the most profound ways to reconnect with a partner, to celebrate your body without apology, and to honor the love that holds your relationship together. When you approach it with presence, with care, and with quiet confidence, it can transform the emotional, physical, and even spiritual experience of love in ways that are nothing short of extraordinary. This is not about performance. This is not about youth. This is about connection, devotion, and joyful celebration of the bond between two people. It is about showing up fully, with trust, with courage, and with an open heart. It is about choosing every single day to experience love and pleasure and closeness with real intention. And when you make that choice, you may discover something beautiful. The most passionate, most connected, most fulfilling years of your life are not behind you. They are still ahead, waiting for you to step forward and claim them with confidence, with joy, and with curiosity. Every woman deserves this. Every woman has the right to receive pleasure without shame, to feel deeply connected, and to experience the extraordinary emotional, physical, and relational rewards that true intimacy brings. The choice is yours. Step forward with courage. Embrace your body exactly as it is. Honor your desires, and let connection bloom. Age is not a barrier to intimacy. It is an open door to something deeper, more meaningful, and more fulfilling than anything you have experienced before.